Is it live? Is it on? It's like, no. It looks like it's on. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am Shantali, and today we're going to talk about the brand strategies that you can use for this solar eclipse. Uh-oh. So I'm just going to keep talking. So where did the Zoom go? Okay, so it looks like it's still, let me maximize this. Okay, I gotta get used to doing lives, but I just wanted to jump on and do this live for you so you can get an understanding of what this solar eclipse energy is going to mean for you, all brand signs, all rising signs. I want to go ahead and just jump right into it, starting with Aries. What I'm going to do is pull some cards and then go into the Vedic astrology meaning of uh, what this solar eclipse means for you and your brand. So we're going to be hopefully get into some good personal development and brand strategies for you. So we're going to be starting with Aries Rising. So what does the solar eclipse mean for Aries Rising? What does the solar eclipse mean for Aries Rising? So while I'm shuffling, if you're wondering about why I have a hood on, it's because when I do any type of spiritual work, I like to keep my head covered, and I also am thoroughly in love with hoodies. So I always have a hoodie on most of the time. And when I do switch to spiritual work, I just flip the hoodie on. So that's why I have that, just in case you were wondering. And I am not in my house. I'm in my like camper office outside. So if you're wondering if this is my house, no, it's not. I have a lot of renovations I need to do on the inside of this camper, but it is my quiet, safe space, so I appreciate it. Okay. So what does Aries rising need to know for this solar eclipse for brand strategies and personal development? Okay. Something else I should let you know, it has been a while since I did a reading on here and went live. So what else you should know is I will shuffle for 10 minutes if I need to. I will wait until I feel like I have the release to go ahead and pull the right card that's for you. So I'm just waiting for a release um, to know when to stop so I can make sure I have the right card. So I'm not just doing this just to be doing it. I'm not just, you know, it takes a lot of energy because I put a lot of energy into it. I'm not just doing this for show. I'm not just doing this for cash apps. I don't even have my cash app on here right now, but I am gonna put it on there. But I'm not just doing it for that. Okay. All right. Let's see what came up for Aries rising. Okay, Aries rising. What came up was the Temperance card reversed. Okay, we have the Temperance card reversed. All right, let me put that right there. I feel like this has something to do with Saturn being retrograde in your 11th house. Yeah, I feel like this has something to do with Saturn being retrograde in Aquarius and Purva Bhadra, I believe it's in the first pada in your first house. The lunar, not, let me call it what it is. The solar eclipse is going to be in your sixth house. So I know that the sixth house is coming up strong, but let's clarify this. Let's clarify this retrograde Saturn. Let's clarify this. I want to clarify this Temperance card reversed. What does this mean for Aries rising? So the 11th house, while I'm shuffling, the 11th house has a lot to do with your earnings. It has something to do with networking, your audience, your dreams and your wishes. Retrograde Saturn being there, it might mean that the way that you structure how you network, you might need to do some reevaluating. Um, do some reevaluating about your audience. Do some reevaluating, like, yeah, you really need to be reevaluating who your audience is and who you need to be networking with. Please clarify. Please clarify. Which Temperance reverse. It also could be something that you need to heal that could be keeping you from earning your earning potential, keeping your brand from its earning potential. And it could be a connection with your audience, something that you need to heal that's keeping you from connecting with your audience. It could be it's something that you need to heal that could be keeping you from connecting with your audience and your networking circles and from earning. Something that you need to heal, something that you need to reflect on. When we're talking about Aquarius, we're talking about two different sides. Okay, so we're talking about the traditional side that's ruled by Saturn, because Saturn is a co-ruler of Aquarius. Saturn is traditional, okay? And then the other co-ruler of Aquarius is Rahu. Rahu is not traditional. Rahu was out of the box. Rahu likes to do things different. It's not ordinary. So you could have competing ideas and competing thoughts when it comes to your audience and when it comes to your network circles and when it comes to how you earn things, Aries rising. So you need to be reflecting on those things. So those thoughts, ways of thinking, or ways of being, when it comes to those three areas of your brand that I just mentioned, they don't have to work against each other. They don't have to. They can work with each other. There has to be some way for the two ideas to come together and support what you really want. You won't be really clear on what that is until you reflect, Aries rising. I need to charge up my when after I get done with Aries rising, I'm gonna charge my phone up. So please let's clear. I think I clarified it, but let's please clarify. Please clarify. Temperance reverse. Please clarify. All right. And we have Six of Scrolls. Yes, confirmation. First of all, this is going to your solar eclipse, I feel right now. But we have the Sands of Time, the Six of Scrolls. In the original tarot, this talks about, again, two different elements. Where it's the element of water, which is emotions, and the element of air. But it shows some people in a boat like moving away from something that has caused them pain and heartache, and moving to something that is going to help them with their mental and emotional health, with their mental and emotional well-being. So you have, I feel, a lot of competing energies. Definitely competing energies, because all this, like I said, is happening in your sixth house. And your sixth house, it represents enemies. Your sixth house represents debts. Your sixth house represents um, competition. So you want to think about all these things. And then you have all these planets here. You have all those planets. So you have the sun in your sixth house. You have the moon in your sixth house. You have K2 in your sixth house. You have Mercury in your sixth house. So there's a lot of energies going on, a lot of energies happening. Charging up my phone. A lot of energies happening in your sixth house. It also represents health and healing. The sixth house also represents health and healing. So what we're doing right now is we're focusing on the health of your brand. Okay, Aries Rising. We're focusing on the health of your brand and what's going to help your brand heal moving forward. What's going to help your brand heal moving forward is, number one, your brand is a representation of you. Your brand can't move forward and heal from whatever kind of duality is going on within you internally until you take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself in order to keep your brand going and keep it healthy. You have to stay healthy. So you want to make sure you're taking care of that, not just your physical health, but it's a lot going on with your mental health and your emotional health right now. Healing that is what's going to help your brand become healthy. So you're going to want to focus on that during this solar eclipse. Another thing that you want to focus on, which is also going to help you with your mental and your emotional health, is, like I said, the sixth house work represents your daily work routines. So you're going to be focusing on doing things that keep all the clutter and confusion and all those strong feelings out of your head and onto some paper, onto some asanas, onto some you want to be managing your day way better so you can start to heal your mind and your emotions, so you can heal your brand. So you want to manage your day, work on your workflows, your SOPs, your systems. You want so much to be automated. You want your time management to be impeccable. We're talking about the solar eclipse in your sixth house, but it's in the zodiac sign Virgo. Virgo is all about management, paying attention to details, being a perfectionist. It's all about those things. So that's what you want to focus on during this solar eclipse. For the next 28 days, the next 30 days, you want to be focusing on the health of yourself and your brand. Okay. And so let me do something to get some of this shine off me. I'm so shiny before I move to Taurus rising. So I'm not trying to be like extra professional. I always want to have a sense of professionality, but I just want to spend some time with you. I just want to start doing my videos like I would do an actual reading. Um, I do have to get used to doing lives. I don't want to be touching up my makeup during these, but I'm not trying to sit up here and be shiny either. Okay. Let me get another drink and then we're going to be moving on to Taurus rising. All right. All right. Taurus rising. What does Taurus rising need to know for personal development and brand strategies during this solar eclipse? I just want to see real quick if there's anyone. Let me look over here. If there's anyone, I don't want to miss anybody. Just in case, I didn't announce this, but just in case someone pops in, I just want to be able to see and connect. Let me push mute on here. Okay. All right. All right. Am I really looking sideways on here? I know not. Was I sideways the whole first time? The whole first part? Well, that's too much headspace. Okay, Taurus Rising. What does Taurus Rising need to know for the new moon and solar eclipse for their brand and personal development? All right. Oh, shoot. This is the World card, Uriel and the Sphinx. So you have done a lot of work, Taurus Rising. I want to clarify this, but this just shows you have done a lot of work and you're at the end of a cycle. There's just a little bit more work that you need to do. So you really have been doing a lot of work on your brand. I want to clarify. Please clarify the World card for Taurus Rising. There is more work you need to do. There definitely is. But you should, when I see this card, I just want to congratulate you. I feel like there's been some things you pushed through to get your brand to where it is right now. Even if it's not where you want it to be, you've done a lot of, I feel like, internal work, Taurus Rising. Yeah. You've done a lot of internal work to get your brand where it is right now. And uh it's getting you closer to where you want to be. Please clarify the World card for Taurus Rising for their personal development and brand strategies for the solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse is in your fifth house. The fifth house does represent speculative business. It does. Speculative business. It also represents creative self-expression. This is a big thing for you, Taurus Rising. It represents creative self-expression. So with your first lord Venus being in the nakshatra Swati in Libra, creativity, Swati is all about imagination and creativity and it's in your sixth house of daily work routine. So you want to be something that could help you get to the next level. something that can help you get to your completion is allowing yourself in your daily work routine to be more imaginative, be more creative, allow yourself to get into that energy. Allow yourself to, with transiting, I feel like something about money. With your transiting Venus, your transiting first Lord Venus being in your sixth house of debts and your daily work routine, Venus representing money, Taurus representing money. This is a time if you do feel like money or anything that has to do anything financially related. If you want to communicate more about that, that's also something that could help you get to the next level in your brand. If it's not communicating about money, then it's definitely important for you to manage your money. Manage your money because it's so much, I feel like it's so much energy for you, Taurus rising, of creativity and self-expression and imagination. It's so much of that going on for you that you want to make sure you got a grip on your money. Okay? Make sure that you are understanding what's going out and what's coming in, what you're investing in. Don't let your creative pursuits drain you of your finances. Don't let your creative pursuits or whatever is exciting you or you feel like could help you, anything that can help you express yourself better, whatever it is, just make sure you not hold on in a way that is igniting any sense of scarcity, but be responsible with your money, especially with it being with Venus being in your sixth house of debts. Please clarify the world card for Taurus rising. Money is also important too because you have Jupiter in your first house. Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, represents wealth. It represents finances, but it's about to go retrograde, I believe, on October 6th. It's going retrograde, so you're going to be reflecting on your wealth and your finances. And so, yeah, that's going to be really important for you, Taurus rising. So you want to find a balance. You want to find a balance of creative self-expression, imagination, and being responsible with your money and your finances. And also, you want to don't just think about right now. Think you with Jupiter in your first house. Jupiter likes to see really far into the future. Jupiter is a visionary. Jupiter is a strategist. So you want to create strategies for your finances, for your brand that are for right now, but also for long term in the future. Something else. Something else. There's a lot of energy around education and teaching for you, Taurus rising. So Jupiter is a teacher. Jupiter is a guru, actually. Jupiter is a teacher. Jupiter is a guru. Then it has its fifth aspect, which again represents education on your fifth house of education. So the way that you teach, maybe I said this before, but the way that you teach, you want to evaluate that. What you're teaching, what you're learning, you want to evaluate that, Taurus rising. And you want to make sure that you keep the fun, because the fifth house is not just creative self expression. It's not just your speculative business. It's about fun too. So when you're teaching, when you're learning, keep the creativity in, keep the fun in, allow yourself to imagine, allow yourself to dream, Taurus rising, in your teaching and in your learning. Okay. But teaching and learning, education is going to be really important for you, Taurus rising. After I pull this, and I think we'll be complete. I think I'll have everything out that I was trying to say for you. Okay. Mm-mm. Please clarify the world card. All right, let's see what we got. And we have the Eight of Keys reversed. So this is about teaching. This is about teaching. And this is the Eight of Keys reverse, the Eight of Coins reverse. Um, so I do believe this is why Saturn, oh no, I'm thinking about Aries rising. So for you, Taurus rising, Saturn is in your 10th house. Is it in Aquarius? Um, Aries, Pisces. Yeah, it's in your 10th house. And I think it's that you need to show up more as a teacher. Your authentic self. I think that's what's missing. I feel like you're teaching things that you feel like you should teach, or you're teaching in the way that you feel like you should teach. Like we're doing a lot of shoulds, but not being authentic. And your audience can pick up on your lack of authenticity. So you want to be aware of that. Also, it could be something that you're not getting, something that Saturn has been trying to tell you, that you're not getting. So Saturn is all about self-discipline and structure, mastery, especially this is the master artesian. Saturn is all about mastery. It'll teach you, beat you on the head with a lesson until you get it. Hopefully you get it because it's not going to stop whooping you. Okay. That's how Saturn is. So something about responsibility, something about self-discipline, something about structure, that you need to get when it comes to teaching. It's something that you're missing. And it has a lot to do with your work environment and how you show up there. So that's something that you want to reflect on. Yeah, and that's what I have for you, Taurus Rising. So, all right, all right, all right. Let's go to Gemini Rising. Gemini Rising. What is the message that Gemini Rising needs to know for their solar eclipse, for their solar eclipse in their for their personal development and for their brand strategies? Oh, I said I was going. I'm getting it together, okay? I'm getting it together. That's what they call me. Okay. All right, Gemini. Oh, look at you, Gemini. Hey, look at you, Gemini. All right, the magician. Okay, magician. Okay. So with the magician, so, so as above, so is below. But what's going to help you, Gemini, is to understand What's going to help you manifest is remembering to take control of your emotions. Okay. Now I'm saying this because the planet that rules your first house, Gemini, is Mercury. Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo right now, but it's also combust and it's also with the solar eclipse. It's a lot happening in your mind. And so the best way to get what you want is to take what's on your mind and get it out. The best way for you to get what you want is to not let your with all the because it's a lot going on in there. Find any way you can possible to manage your emotions and your thoughts. What's going to help you is to remember to communicate, 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 communicate. So this means talk to your network, communicate with your network circles, communicate online, communicate in your digital marketing strategy, communicate, journal, communicate with yourself, get everything that's in there, get it out. It's going to block you. It's going to have you emotionally and mentally constipated. Okay. So everything that's going on inside your head, inside your brain, get it out of there. Get it out of there. Okay. Now, the solar eclipse is going to be in your fourth house. And your fourth house, it represents what's on the inside. So your fourth house is opposite of your 10th house. Your 10th house represents your work routine, your how people see you in the public, your reputation. That's outside. Your fourth house, which is opposite from the 10th house, is internal. It's your home. Okay. So what you want to do is focus on your internal branding, Gemini Rising. So what this means is focus on your brand purpose. That's part of what your brand is, what's going on with your brand on the inside. And it's the foundation of your brand. So whenever there's a lot of transformation going on with us individually, we are always going to have to reevaluate our brand. It might not be a total rebrand, but definitely this internal part for you. Look at your brand purpose, look at your brand vision, look at your brand mission, look at your brand values. Are they in alignment with where you are right now, Gemini Rising? Because being out of alignment is going to block your manifestation. As above, so is below. So if you're out of alignment on the internally right now, you are creating that with your audience, with your services, with your products, with your social media. You're blocking again. So in order to keep moving forward, communicate, 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 network, get all your thoughts out of your head, but also look at your brand foundation and realign and make sure you're in alignment so you can manifest this magician, so you can be the magician. Okay, I want to clarify this magician card for you though, before I move on to Cancer Rising. Please clarify. Okay, please clarify the magician for Gemini Rising. Mm-mm. Please clarify this Magician for Gemini Rising. All right, let's see what we got. The King of Roses reversed. I'm going to see the King of Roses reversed as yourself and you as a leader in your business. And it's just showing like look at the difference. This woman is in control. This is a magician. This is who you want to be. She's in control. She's directing things. She's focused. She looks very much in control and confident to me. But if you look at the King of Roses, he's looking at roses, walking upside down. This is reverse, but I'm just saying. He's not focused. His emotions. This is like if he was upright, this would be like he is a leader who has strong emotional intelligence. But a leader that lacks emotional intelligence, that is not in control of their emotions, it's impossible for them to lead. Even if you are a brand of one, even if you're just leading you in your brand, you can't even lead yourself if you're not in control of your emotions. So you want this energy of things flowing freely through you, you being in control, you being in charge. Stay away from this because this is destruction. This is destruction. Allowing your emotions to take control of your leadership, of yourself, and your brand is destruction. So you want to stay away from that. All right. All right. Gemini Rising. Next is Cancer Rising. All right. So sometimes you have like commercials in your head. Like I just had this commercial. Furniture for you. I don't know why that came in my head. Sometimes I don't know where that's from, but I just remember that furniture for you. Was it Big Lots? I don't know. I don't remember. Um, let's see. Let me get my energy back right for Cancer rising. All right. Do a little dance. All right. Get myself back together. All right. What does Cancer rising need to know? What does Cancer rising need to know about their personal development and their brand strategies for the solar eclipse, for this new moon? What happened? Oh, okay. Mm. Okay, so I know this is not a coincidence because I just thought of when I think of home and we're talking about Cancer rising. Um, Zodiac sign Cancer represents the home. So let's see how that might play into personal development and brand strategies for this solar eclipse. What does Cancer rising need to know? Now, Patty, all right, leave me alone, Patty. Leave me alone, Patty. Oh, mm. It's something about your siblings and possibly sisters, Cancer rising. While I'm shuffling, sometimes stuff comes up. And I'm saying this because the solar eclipse is in your third house, and the third house can represent like siblings, people who are close to us. And you also have transiting Venus in your fourth house of home, which would make Venus for you, Dick Bala, very strong. Also strong because it's in its own house. It's in its own zodiac sign, Libra. So when you think of home, you might want things to go back to being how they used to be with your siblings, with your family, with your sisters, people who are close to you, because there could be a lot going on there for you. Now, I know this is supposed to be about brand strategies, but I'm picking up on family. And so family could be affecting your brand in some way, if I'm picking up on it like this. There's some things that need to be let go when it comes to your family, your home, your siblings, because of the solar eclipse. What does Cancer Rising need to know for their personal development and brand strategies for this solar eclipse? Hmm. Also, with you, Cancer Rising, there's a lot of communicating and mindset shifting that needs to happen for you to go into the next phase of your brand strategies. Because again, we're talking about the third house that represents communication, it represents your mind. And again, Mercury is exalted in Virgo. So Mercury exalted in your third house, there's a lot of communication that needs to happen. A lot of learning, a lot of okay, so my computer just died. But it's a lot of communication that needs to happen. You need to communicate more, but also you might want to, because the third house is also education. You might want to, and skills. So you might, oh Lord, no, this will make my light go off too. Oh no. Something, I really want to just finish in the dark. I promise I do. I don't want to stop. Um, so yeah, what was I saying? There's something that you, let me see if I can turn on my will this work? Will this help at all? Uh why did it go off? Okay, so let me finish with you, Cancer Rising. And then I guess I'll end with Cancer Rising and do um I'll do four more signs, or try to do the rest of them tomorrow. I'll try to do the rest of them tomorrow. So give me a date. It looks like it's lit up, but then it looks like it's not lit up. Okay, so let me just go ahead and then I'll just end it with Cancer Rising. Um, there, what was I talking about? Should I stop? You know what I'm gonna do? I am, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna try to go get the other. I'm gonna try to get my other computer. Hopefully that's charged up. And it's looking like it's a light, but then it goes off. Yeah, let me. I really just want to keep going. I don't want to get out of the flow. I do not. I'm going to keep going. I don't want to get out of the flow. So, hmm. No, you can't see anything. I want you to be able to see. So I'm going to go get the other camera, I mean, the other computer, and I am going to be back. 1 second. All right. Now we got backup. 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 Let's switch these on over here. And what else? Switch this. And let's see if I can turn my light back on. Yeah. All right, we back. So now I was talking about Cancer rising. Okay. So I talked about the siblings and, wanting things to be better. But okay, so now I'm talking about how it's important for you to sharpen your communication skills. And that's because you have exalted Mercury, even though it's combusting with the solar eclipse, it's still really strong. But you have exalted Mercury in your third house of communication and skill. So you want to sharpen your communication skills, but also don't wait until they're as sharp as you want them to be to start communicating, because you need to communicate more right now. Okay. All right. I don't think I even pulled anything. Yeah. Let me. Nope, sure didn't. So we still got to pull a card. what does what does Cancer Rising need to know about their personal development and brand strategies? I'm probably just going to need one card on this because I'm pretty clear. I feel like I said what was on my heart to say. Uh-oh. And also when I'm talking about communication, I'm not just talking about, because sometimes we can think about, when we talk about brands and communication, that we're talking about speaking, teaching, our social media, and our network circles and things like that, but also following up with your past clients. That's communication also. All right. And now we got the Six of Keys, the Six of Pentacles. And this is it's talking about giving and not receiving. And I think this is going back to your siblings, your family that could really be affecting you right now. Someone who, yeah, I feel like you're doing a lot of giving and not getting a lot in return. So I want to pull one more card to clarify. Also, you want to make sure that you're not focusing your energy on things that aren't going to give you what you need back. With all the things that are happening with Mercury in your third house, you want to make sure that you're focusing on the brand activities that are going to give you what you want for your brand. So get clear on what you want for your brand right now and only do activities that get you there. Don't waste your time doing things that are not going to give back to you what you need. Okay, so let's clarify. All right. Okay, so this is this is um the Emperor, but it's reversed. Um it's the Emperor, but it's reversed, and then I feel like you're giving a lot away in your personal life that's really affecting your brand. You're giving too much away. You need to and you're giving too much away and some moving forward, and also you might have experienced this now. it's not just that you're giving it away, like your energy is being siphoned away from you intentionally, unintentionally. I really feel like it's intentionally in your home life. There could be a partner or some authority figure that is making things hard for you when it comes to your brand. So stay focused on your skills, stay focused on your communication. Don't give more than you need to give. Put your energy towards you. Put your energy towards you and sharpening your skills. That's what I'm going to say, Cancer Rising. I feel like there was a lot there, but I'm going to move forward to Leo Rising. I am the female Wheezy. I keep going. I promised myself I was going to not go to sleep without doing y'all's solar eclipse reading tonight live because I'm trying to save more time for my family, give my family more time. And editing was making me waste so much time, and I want to, give more to them and give you more of like the type of energy that I would give you if I was doing your own reading or if I was your brand strategy coach. This is me. You know, I can't be fake. I can't be anything or anyone else. So let us move into Leo rising. Let's see. Okay, what does Leo rising need to know about their what does Leo rising need to know about their personal development and brand strategy for the solar eclipse? It's going to be in your second house. So most of the time, when we're thinking about the second house, we're reevaluating brand values, what the values that are important to you in your brand, and we're also reevaluating your sales strategies. Okay, we're reevaluating your sales strategies because the second house represents money and the way you accumulate money in your brand is with your sales strategies. So we're going to be looking at that. What does Leo Rising need to know? What does Leo Rising need to know about their brand strategies and personal development for this solar eclipse? Okay, so I feel my energy getting a little low. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Leo, then I'm gonna do Virgo, and then I'm gonna do Libra through I'm gonna do Libra through Pisces tomorrow because I don't ever want my energy has to be a certain way for me to do readings, and I'm not just gonna phone it in. Okay, it has to be right. Something else that has to be right is it shine. Good Lord, Jesus. Okay, here we go. Now, what does Leo rising need to know about their personal development and brand strategies? Also, because now Tevin Campbell, I don't know what it is about this solar eclipse, but right now Tevin Campbell is like, can we talk? Okay, so it's your brand tone because you can look at your second house and identify your brand tone. Okay, so you're going to need to reevaluate your brand tone, and so your brand tone and your brand voice. Um, Leo rising. You want to make sure because you're Leo, and Leo is all about self-expression. You want to make sure that because your brand tone, reevaluating that and your brand voice is going to help you with your sales. It's going to help you with your sales because you really need that authentic, creative, that authentic self-expression to get the sales that you want to get. The way you express yourself authentically needs to come out so clear for your audience to buy from you. This is what you want to reevaluate right now. Don't be critical. With Virgo there, Virgo can be critical. Don't be critical of your voice. Don't be critical of what you have to say or how you want to say it. Don't be critical of your tone. None of that. What does Leo rising need to know? All right. Hilarion is reverse. No, it's not. Hilarion is okay. So Hilarion represents Taurus. So we have Cancer. So we're looking at your. I know this is Leo. Okay, so Leo. Okay, this probably has something to do with Jupiter going retrograde there in Taurus. I'm going to pull another card. Please clarify, Hilarion. The Hierophant, please clarify for Leo rising. Mm-mm. All right. Four of Keys, reverse. The Four of Keys, reverse. So let's see. This is it's about money and it's about just like I forgot which sign I was talking to before, but this is about you're letting money slip away. That's why it's important to really tighten up your sales strategy because you're letting the way that you're structuring your sales strategy is allowing your some money to slip away. You're leaving money on the table in some way. Um, yeah. So with Jupiter going retrograde in your, and see, so if you're Leo rising, Taurus is Cancer, Gemini. Yeah, Taurus is in your 10th house. Taurus is in your 10th house. So you want to make sure that you are I feel like I'm talking to somebody right now who's like, I just do this because I love it, or I just do this because um I just do this because it's what I'm supposed to do. But it's something in the way that you're saying that is kind of making your brand not seem like the brand that it is. So it's a lot of reevaluating that you're going to have to do with Jupiter going retrograde. You're going to have to reevaluate a lot about how you look in your work environment, how you look to the public, how you're presenting yourself. Are you presenting yourself as a brand who wants to make money, or are you just saying I'm just doing this for the fun, or I'm just doing this because it's what I'm supposed to do? It's not a business if you're not making money. So you want to determine if you're doing this as a hobby or are you doing this to make money? You need to treat your brand. This is what it is. It's a minute for you. It's like a ministry with Hilarion, with the Hierophant. It's like a ministry. It's like a labor of love. But you're going to have to really reflect more on the financial side because, like I said, you're letting money slip away. Boom. All right. All right. That took me a minute, but it's okay. So now we're going to move on to the last sign on this live, and then I wanted to do all of them tonight, but I have to honor my energy and honor you because I don't want to waste your time at all with a reading I'm not energetically connected to. So I still got Seven Campbell in my head. Now we're going to move to Virgo Rising. So I already know you're going to need to rebrand Virgo Rising in some way. It might not need to be the whole thing. I feel like it's going to be a lot because what we're talking about the solar eclipse being in your first house. The solar eclipse being in your first house. I mean, there's so much that you're going to need to, because your first house represents your whole life, and the solar eclipse is there. Solar eclipse represents what you need to let go of and what you need to kind of rebirth and create some type of newness in. This is your whole life, and this is your brand identity. If you're not going to rebrand anything else, for some of you Virgo risings, you're going to need to do a total rebrand because the solar eclipse is affecting you strongly. But for some, first house represents your brand identity, and your brand identity is what people see. It's not too much. It can be your brand like expression, but what I'm focusing now on is your brand archetype, which could be 12 different archetypes at least. Okay. So do you have the right brand archetype for your brand? Do you have the right brand tone? Do you have the right brand voice? And I'm not talking about, when I talk about appearance, I'm not talking about like your brand logos and colors. I'm talking about you. The way you look and present yourself to the world, is that in alignment with where you are in your brand right now? So those are some things that have something to do with your brand identity. But the first house can also represent your purpose. So for some of you, it's just like rebrand the whole thing, and when you rebrand, you're not going like, I'm just going to change my colors. I'm just going to change my logo. I'm just going to change my name. You can't rebrand from the outside in. You can't rebrand starting with colors and logos and fonts. That's your brand expression, but you don't know what you need to express unless you start from the inside out and you go and look at your brand purpose, your values, your messaging, your what makes you stand out, what makes you unique. There's so much I feel like you're going to have to audit and rebrand and go back and audit. Is my social media in alignment with where I am right now? Is my website, even down to your courses and services and things like that. There's so much that's going to change because of the solar eclipse in your first house. You really want to go and look at everything. It's not going to be a waste of time. It's not going to be too much. It's going to be really beneficial for you. So let me pull some cards. What does Virgo rising need to know? What does Virgo rising need to know for their personal development and brand strategy for this solar eclipse? Yeah. You know what else? With K2 in your first house, when K2 is in your first house, it's really hard for you to see who you are because K2 disconnects you from certain things in that house. So that's again why it's going to be important to focus on your brand identity because your first house represents your personality and your identity. So your brand personality, your brand identity. It's because K2 is there, kind of making things difficult for you to see what's going on with your identity and your personality. It's going to be important for you to reflect, but it's also going to be important for you to communicate with someone. I'm not just saying this because I'm a brand strategist. It could be anybody, but you're going to need outside help to help you really see what's going on, professional or you're going to need outside help to help you reevaluate your brand identity and brand personality because it could be difficult for you. Something that's going to be helpful for you though is that you have your first lord Mercury exalted in your first house. So communicate. If you need help with anything concerning your brand, communicate about that. Communicate about that because it's going to be important for you to communicate and understand that there's so much going on in your head because your first house represents your head. You have the solar eclipse there. You have your first lord is combust there. It's Digbala and it's exalted for you. So it's really strong. And so that's another thing that another reason why you're going to need to communicate with someone else so you can get some clarity on your brand identity and your brand personality. Somebody call 911. You need some help right now. You need some help right now, Virgo rising. You need some outside help. Don't keep it in. Do not keep it in. Make sure you're talking to the right person though, because Virgo represents competition. So if you take your problems, your challenges, your obstacles to the wrong person, it could be someone who has like a competitive energy connected to you, and they might tell you the wrong things on purpose, consciously or subconsciously, I guess. I'll say that. But make sure you're not trying to get some help from someone who has some type of energy of competitiveness towards you. What does Virgo rising need to know about the solar eclipse in their first house for their personal development and brand strategy? Five of Wands, this competition. This competition. So what this could be saying is you might need to really pay attention when you're doing any type of rebrand on any area of your brand. It could be like I said, it could be the whole brand. It could just be you reevaluating a part of your brand. Pay attention to your competitors. Do a competitive analysis so you can understand the best way for you to stand out in your field. Do this in a playful way. Do it in a way where you're not like, I will be the best. So when you're with your brand, it's not that you're trying to be the best. You're trying to be uniquely you. That's what's going to make you stand out, not by being the best ever, but by being the most you ever, by being the most authentic, by being the most real, by being the most different. And that's not a difference that you make up. It's a how you can be the most different and most unique is not to be all weird and wacky and zany and it's to dig into yourself the most and bring out what's already in there because you're unique already on your own. So all you have to do, this is why I love using Vedic astrology to help people understand their brands, because you don't have to do anything. It's nothing that you have to do to be more unique. Besides, just be yourself. Know what's in there and walk in it unashamedly. That's a word. It's the idly that I'm not sure about. So yeah, make sure you're doing a competitive analysis. I'm going to pull one more card to clarify. Then we're out of here, folks. Please clarify the Five of Wands for Virgo rising and solar eclipse. All right, what do we have? Hilarion again. So you have to connect to your purpose. That's what's going to help you beat out your competition. Is what's going to help you with your rebrand. You have Taurus, Hilarion is Taurus. You have Taurus in your ninth house. So it's going to be really important for you to connect to higher education and your purpose. Is make sure you're connecting to your purpose. It's it's really important because Taurus is there. Um, Jupiter is there. And Jupiter represents your purpose and it's going to be retrograde, right? So when a planet is retrograde, that means you go within, you start reflecting and you go within. So you're going to do a lot of reflecting on what your purpose is. Don't kind of like, like sometimes I try to work with people on what their purpose is and they're trying to, well, my purpose is this, and you can tell that they've said it like 1,000 times and they might not even be connecting with what their purpose is yet. What your purpose was or what you thought your purpose was, it may not be what it is right now. Your purpose is not something that's just one thing. You have to consider right now, you have to consider that you're always evolving and getting to know your purpose deeper and deeper and in different ways. So definitely you have to be reflecting on that. And until you get clarity, I would tell you, if you're doing this on your own, don't move forward with doing any type of rebranding in any area of your business till you're clear on. That's what I have for you. That is, I did Aries through Virgo, and tomorrow I'm going to do Libra through Pisces, and we'll have the solar eclipse done. Tomorrow, it's not the day of the solar eclipse, but we'll still be in the energy, so we're still good. All right. Remember until I talk to you tomorrow that your brand is sacred. Let me know if any of this resonated for any rising sign or any moon sign in the comments below. All right. And let me know. I don't know. Just let me know. Let me know anything. Say something to me in the comments. All right. Remember, your brand is